How's it going, everybody? In this video, we're going to start diving into our IKEv2 actual implementation. And we're going to start off with a pretty basic implementation. We're basically going to take what we did in the very beginning of our layer 2 LAN-to-LAN setup, and we're going to be using IKEv2 to do the back and forth componentry of the VPN config. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Secure CRT. And I'm actually going to go ahead and minimize this down. I'm going to go ahead and pull up CSR2 and make sure CSR4 is pulled up. Get them squared away. Let me move CSR2 over to here, CSR4 over to here, and stuff like that. I'm actually going to go pull up CSR7 while I'm at it. Get him squared away. And all that. R11 will go back here to the end. Perfect. So we're going to start on CSR2. And before I start diving into the actual config, I want to cover some of the backend information. If we do a show crypto and we do IKEv2, you're going to see a lot of stuff. So I'm actually going to go full screen just so you guys can see this. And I'm going to type in the proposal. Okay, the proposal, hit the enter key. We do have a default proposal. That's what they refer to as a smart default. And we can see that we're going to be sending some pretty hefty encryption and stuff like that. And that's going to be basically where we send the phase 1 portion of things. We're going to come in here. The next one is going to be the policy. There is a default policy as well. And the default policy calls the default proposal. And we specify any address and any VRF. The next one is going to be the profile. There is a default profile, and the profile doesn't have anything in it, which is kind of ironic. So there's that, and that's pretty much it. There is the show crypto IPsec transform set, and the default one, which is calling ESP SHA HMAC, which is okay. And then we have the IPsec profile. There's the default one, and it is calling the default transform set. So as you can see, this is the initial configuration, right? So there's not a ton in here that we have to really worry about. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to go through the process of the implementation. So we don't need to create a proposal, and we don't need to create a policy. So the proposal and the policy are automatically out for us configuration-wise because there's already the config. The only thing we have to do is type in the crypto. In this case here, I will use a keyring, and actually, you know what? I won't use a keyring. I'll use just the profile. So crypto IKEv2, and I will call a profile. The profile I'm going to call this going to be IKEv2 underscore profile, and then we're going to hit the enter key. And it says you must a local and remote authentication method and an identity or match certificate or match any statement. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type in the match, the address, or the identity. We can say remote, and we can type in the address of what we're going to do. And I'm going to type in 41.0.0.4 and a /32 mask. Right? We're going to type in the identity local. We'll specify the address is going to be 21.0.0.2 and hit the enter key since we know who we are. Then if I wanted to do anything else, I could type in the match identity, or no, is it the authentication local, and we can type in pre-shared key. If we didn't want to specify the key, this is where we would stop if we had a key ring. So in this case here, I'm going to type in the key. I'm going to type in it's going to be Cisco, and that's it. I hit the up arrow. I go to remote, pre-shared key, and Cisco. So we're going to do symmetric-based encryption. The next thing I have to do is exit out of here. And I'm going to create a crypto map because we've done the, so at this point in time, we do show run all section IKEv2. So let's bring this down a little bit. So the first thing we have to do is we have the proposal is done, so we don't have to worry about that. The policy is done. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and say no to this guy. I'm going to pull him out for the moment. And I'm going to do that. So let's actually do this. Get rid of that. I don't need that in there. So that'll take care of that. So the next thing I'm going to have, I have the proposal is set. The policy is set. The profile says profile complete, no matching certificate. I'll have to go in there and figure out why that's so that we have authentication purely in white spaces. So let's go fix that real quick. I might have just accidentally done that. So we'll type in the authentication local pre-shared key Cisco, and I think I might have done this. And we'll do this. Let's do this real quick. Purely white spaces is in above pre-shared keys. Okay, that's a little weird, but interesting. So that is as far as we need to take that, and we have matched on the identity and stuff like that, remote, and we've done all of that, right? We've matched on the remote identity. We know who we're talking to, and so it says the profile is incomplete. Let's actually jump out of global config, show crypto IKEv2 profile, and right now the profile is set. We're global. The local address has not been defined. Or I'm sorry, the interface has not been defined, but we know who we are appearing to. The pre-shared key is set, and all that type of stuff. There's a lot of things that are turned off right now because we don't really need them on. I'm going to go to global config. I'm going to type in the IPsec transform set is defined, so I'm going to go in here and type in the crypto, and then the map I'm going to type in is going to be CMAP, and I'm going to type in the sequence number is going to be 10, and I'm going to specify that the IPsec ISACamp and hit the enter key. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to I have to match the traffic, so actually let me jump out of here real quick. I'll type in IP access list extended, and I'll call this local to remote, and I'll type in permit. What are these subnets here real quick? I don't remember off the top of my head. From permit IP 172.16.1.0, 0.0.0.255 to, I believe that is 10.4. Yeah, 10.4.0.0, 0.0.0.255.255. And that should be enough to do the inside, and I'll also do a permit IP 10.1.0.0, 0.0.255.255 to 172.24.0.0, 0.0.255.255, because we will have traffic coming in from the outside. And I'm also going to do this, but I'll also match on the 192.168. So I'll go in here in 192.168.40. That'll be fine initially, but one too many zeros. There we go. So now we can exit out of that. Now that we have that in play, do show access list. We have those matching. So now I'm going to go back underneath the crypto map. So do show run section crypto. I'm going to go grab this guy right here. I'm going to type in match address. In this case here, local to remote. I'm going to say set the, I don't want to set the transform set, but I will set the peer. The peer in this case here is going to be 41.0.0.4. I'm going to set the you'll notice that it says IKEv2 profile. I need to set that, and then the profile name is going to be IKEv2 profile. And that is it. I don't have to type in any other attributes here because I'm going to be using the default transform set and all that good stuff. So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go to interface, do show run interface gig 1, interface gig 1, crypto map, CMAP. We should see that ISOCAM gets turned on, which is awesome. So I'm going to jump out of global config, and I'm going to bring this up a little bit, and I'm going to do a show run section IKEv2. So IKEv2 is all squared away there, which is good. I'm also going to take and the profile is all that's been configured so far, and then I'm going to do a show run section access list like that. So now I'm going to grab Notepad, and I'm going to copy and paste this value in right like this. Then I'm going to grab this right here. So I'm going to turn the authorization profile off. I don't really need that on right now. Do that. And then I'm going to do the show run section crypto. Grab the crypto map config like so. And I'm going to do this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these connections here, and I'm going to start swapping them around. And this will make configuring all this stuff a little bit quicker and whatnot. So grab this, Control X, paste this, bring this over to here, and so swapping them out will be a lot easier. To right there, and all of that. Bring this over here to that. Oh, actually, 192.168 sounds it makes a lot more sense too. So we have that. That's local to remote. We're going to make this guy here. We'll grab this address right here. We'll cut it and put it here. And then we'll grab this right here. We'll cut it and put it here. And then we will take this, copy that, put that here. There we go. So now we've done all the matching that we can. So now I should be able to take this information right here and drop it onto CSR4. Show IP interface brief, show IP route, go to global config, copy and paste, and cool. Yep, all that looks good. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Do show run section IKEv2. IKEv2 is squared away. Do show run section access list, just to make sure that it all looks right. Yep, and do show run section crypto. Yep, and then we're going to type in interface gig 1, and then crypto map CMAP. Perfect. So now we are squared away. So the next step to do would be to come in here and grab, let's go to CSR1. I'm going to capture on gig 1. Yep, open Wireshark. Give that a couple seconds to do its thing. And then that'll launch Wireshark. So before I do anything, I want to just validate some initial testing real quick. So I'm going to bring this down and bring this down like so. I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to grab our CLI. I'm going to look at CSR2, bring this down just a touch so it's easier to see. And we should, if I ping 41.0.0.4, let's do Control-Shift-6, show IP interface brief, show IP route, Control-C, or IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, 21.0.0.1. And then on CSR4, we see the ARP go out. Do show IP route interface, or sorry, IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, and we're going to do 41.0.0.1, and we're going to go again back to CSR2, jump out of global config, we'll hit the up arrow, try to do that ping, and the ping goes, and we can see we have reachability. This is kind of a big deal because until you go through the process of getting this portion of it up and running, then you have no way of validating what's going on. So you definitely need to make sure you've done your due diligence when it comes to testing and configuration. If you didn't, then this would be a problem. So what I'm going to do is on CSR4, I'm actually going to jump out of global config, and I'm going to do a debug IKEv2, debug crypto IKEv2, and I'm going to debug IKEv2, and then I'm going to go to CSR2, and I'm going to go and I'm going to ping. This will be ping. What is this address here? Show IP interface brief. Should be able to ping 10.4.8. So I'm going to ping show IP access list. Should be able to ping 10.4.8.4 sourcing from gig2 and hit the enter key. Assuming I've done everything correctly, let's see what happens. Nothing. So let's go on and take a look here. So we had some information go back and forth, which is awesome. So let's go take a look at the show crypto IKEv2 SA. Nothing. So we're trying to form the connection. Let's see what's happening here. So there's a lot of information going back and forth, so let's see exactly what happened here. Let's do an undebug all. So at this point in time, this is where you'd have to go in and be like, okay, what's not working? So we get, let's scroll up to the top here, and okay, so we start off here. We have an SA init, which is the beginning of our process. Using default policy proposal, found policy default. We go through all that. That looks all good. We come down a little bit further. And then we have, there's no NAT detection. We found the profile. The local setup is good. We verified all of that. Found pre-shared key. That's correct. That's all looking good. That's all passed. Validate proposal failed. Sending TS. There was no IPsec policy found for received transform set. Show run section IKEv2. Show run section crypto. Let's do, okay, that's correct. By highlighting it definitely will help identify that. So why does this not want to come online? So let's see here. Show crypto IPsec. Apologize about the dogs. Transform set. The transform set equals transport. What is this guy set up for? Show crypto IPsec transform set. Transport. So they match on that side. Since they don't match on, since we're not calling anything specific, it should fall back to the default transforms. So that should technically be working. So let's see what else we could be missing here. So the IKev2 profile. Oh, no, that's correct. Address local 41, show IP interface brief. All of that looks right. CSR2, let's just show run section IKev2. Sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, all of that looks good too. So we have the information going back and forth. Let's bring this down just a little bit and see what's happening. Because we're trying to send the information out, but for whatever reason it didn't like what we tried to do. So all that looks good. Why is this not wanting to work? One thing that we could try doing a little bit differently is here in the profile, we could type in match address local and specify 21.0.0.2. And on CSR4, we could show go to global config, this guy here, and type in match address local and then 41.0.0.4 and try doing that. Come back over here to this guy and we can try doing the ping again. And the only other thing that could come into play here would be, let me just double check the SA. Show IP access list. And yeah, that's, oh, you know what? Okay, I see part of the problem right here. So part of the problem I have is the ACL's wrong right here. So it has nothing to do with our config. With IKev2, it is 100% our access list. So if we were to show access lists, we are matching /24 here and matching /16 over there. But we are, on CSR4, we're matching /24 here, but /16 here. So they're backwards. So let me go and fix that real quick. So when I did this, I didn't bring over the configuration correctly. So on CSR4, let's go IP access list, extended, and then local to remote. I'll go ahead and say no 10. I'll type in 10 and permit IP 10.4. Because on this side I matched on 172.16.1, 10.4.0.0, 0.0.255.255, and then I want to match on 172.16.1.0, 0.0.0.255. And that will fix that. Because on this side here, I'm matching on /24, so let's try that one more time. So I'm definitely oh, there it goes. That worked that time. The very last ping worked. There we go. So if we come back down here, the ESP is going across. Okay, so it was had nothing to do at all with the config. So actually, let me do. So if we do a show crypto IKev2 SA, we have an active SA. If we come in here, show crypto IKev2, if we come in here, do a IPsec SA, we can see that traffic went across, and it's not that one that matched on, it was this one. So when the more ACLs you have in the configuration, the more lines in each ACL, the more SAs have to be set up. So let me go back over to CSR4 and do a show crypto IKE or IKEv2 SA. Let me do a clear crypto IKEv2 SA and clear crypto IPsec. Clear crypto, yeah. So if I hit the show, that's gone now. And we debug crypto IKEv2, and we'll take a look at that, and then go back to CSR2, and then we'll hit that ping again. So that information will go back and forth. We'll come in here, the ping worked this time, and so now we should be in pretty good shape. So we'll wait for that guy to finish, and we'll be in good shape. So undebug all. Let me go back up to the top, and we can work our ways down, because now we have a place to start. So we have an SA init that came through. We matched our local address. We've gone through, there's no transport trust points because we're not doing anything for certificates. We have our DH information going back and forth. We have a SA sent to the IKE SA init process. And then we go through all of that. We know NAT is checked and nothing is there. NAT not found. And we go through our pre-shared key. So now we're in the profile and checking our profile, going back and forth. And then we detect all of that. Then we move into the SA, which is the actual IPsec SA. As you can see right here, still underneath IKEv2. It's passed. There was no duplicate SAs found, and we negotiated. So show crypto IKEv2 SA, show crypto IPsec SA, and the quickest way for us to validate this, we'll come in here and do a pipe include PKTS, and we can see that on this one here, if we do a peer pipe, is it P, big P or little p? It's going to be peer, little p. P-E-R. There we go. So now we can see who we're peering with. And if you want to throw an ident, you can as well. Pipe IDENT. And it's going to let you know based off of that attribute which particular SA was matched on. And as you can see, because of the fact that we have so much going on, we have 3 different ACLs, we could potentially run into more problems. But because of the fact that we're matching on /16 and /24, and now we're matching on /16, this one was pretty much needed to be matched on explicitly, because one side was a /24 for the connection between CSR7 and CSR2, and then we have the connection for the other ones where we have the 10.1/16, and then the other /16s are sitting behind that. So there's that. So we're at the point now where we have everything working correctly. So this is where troubleshooting steps come into play and knowing how to interpret what's going on here. This isn't really something you can just kind of shoot from the hip and like, I'll just figure it out, because you'd be here for a while. I ran into a lot of problems. I've documented a lot of little issues that I've ran into, troubleshot them, and I spent a lot of time reading and watching videos on this in order to fully understand how it works. So it's actually pretty interesting when you start digging into the details of how it all comes together, but that's basically how I wanted to go about doing this. So if we look at Wireshark, and we go ahead and get out of the way, we can see that there was a bunch of information going back and forth. We can see the IKE SA init, and then we can see the IKE auth going back and forth, and then we can see the ESP. We don't know it's ping. We just know it's ESP, right? That's the whole point. So there's that. Now that is the wrap for doing crypto map IKEv2 with pre-shared keys that are symmetric. So we can take a look at this in the next video. We'll add a key ring, and then in the key ring we'll add a peer. So we'll go from CSR2 to CSR4 to CSR2 and 5, and we'll add a key ring for CSR5, but we'll do a asymmetric. So we'll do CSR2, CSR5 maybe as this pre-shared keys. But the point being though, and then we'll do that, and then we'll add in ASAs after that. because we'll want to focus on the ASA specific config. It's not terribly involved. It really isn't. But if you want to understand how this stuff works, you have to put the time in to figure out how it goes together. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. And we'll catch you in the next one.